hitting those murderous sixes on cricket field. Can we expect the same on the golf course?
Hell of a question. I can certainly try. I can promise you that. But I haven't played much golf in the last few while, so I don't want to expect too much. But yeah, hopefully we can see that today.
So, who do you think is the biggest challenge in this golf tournament to you? For Shane, sir.
Who's the biggest challenge with golf? It's definitely not me. Look, I've seen Finn Allen play a bit of golf, and the one thing that I do know, he's got amazing club head speed, and he's got an understanding of what he's doing, so don't be surprised if Finn does take it out. He's had a pretty good run over the last few weeks or so I wouldn't be surprised if he continues on today.
So you have coaching the KKR for quite a month, and if you give a look at this man, recent dressing room, one player you think, no, he has the Watson-like mentality,
I'm not sure exactly what that means, what the definition is of my mentality. But there's not one specific player, to be totally honest. I couldn't just pull out one player, because the one thing that I've absolutely loved about being here at KKR is the calibre of players that we've got within our squad. Is everyone is just desperate to be able to get the very best out of themselves and continue to learn and get better. Whether it's Manish Pandey, who is his 19th season of IPL, who continues to, you've got to pull him out of the nets because he just loves batting, he wants to keep getting better, he wants to keep working on his fielding, for example. Or we've got someone like Ankush Raghuvanshi, who he's on the other scale, the 21-year-old, but he's desperate to be better as well. So when, from a coaching perspective, when you're around an environment where you've just got every player who's just wanting to be able to get as much of the right information as they possibly can to get better, then it just makes it a true joy to be around. So for me, going to a training session, it's super exciting for me to go along, because you just know how excited everyone is to be there and try and get the best out of themselves. So there's not one person in particular who has got the mentality, who wants to push the limit of how good they can be, because fortunately, and by design as well, with the being around KKR in the lead up to the auction, we're being very specific around the type of personality, not just the skill set they have as a cricketer, to be able to bring that important edge that they need to bring their very best every time they go out to training, but then also in the game. So for me, it's an absolute joy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant for a long period of time. Sonny's obviously been a part of the KKR setup and Maroon for a long time, and as a bowling group, we had a number of setbacks with the injuries Venki mentioned earlier, but to know that we've got those two guys in our side, I think sends a lot of fear into opposition sides, and we've seen that in the last night and in the previous games about how brilliant they are. And Anakul, we spoke about him last night, being the glue of the team. He does the little things which help the bigger picture, and whether that's with the bat, ball, or in the field, he's just a great guy to have in your side, and I guess play a support role to those two brilliant spinners.
Yeah, I'm Shubhashish from Beyond Routine. I have one question for you, Tim. Like Mr. Mysore said, it was a big blow to lose Mustafizur before the start of the tournament. So how are you seeing Saurabh Dubey, another left armer, big shoes to fill?
Yeah, big shoes, but he's done a great job in the couple of games he's played. He's around the group at the start, in the lead up in the trial matches we played before the tournament started. He impressed us all there. He's been working extremely hard in the nets in the first half of the tournament, and now he's getting a chance to show what he's about. He's a calm guy. I think that's one thing that we noticed straight away was his manner he went about things. He's been keen to improve his game and learn. And I think we're just seeing the impact of being around the side for the first part of the tournament, experiencing what the IPL's about, and been thrown in at a crucial time, and he's been absolutely brilliant.
Given the situation that the team is in at this point in time, it's a very tricky phase as far as playoffs are concerned. Are you all feeling any pressure, or are you all just taking it one game at a time? What are the discussions like in the team?
Yeah, I think like we've seen throughout, I think there's been a lot of consistency throughout our behaviours, the way we've gone about it. The first half of the tournament, having only taken 1 point out of the first 6 games. A lot of other sides I've been a part of, and I'm sure other players have as well, that can easily derail your whole season. But I think the belief we had in the group, the trust we had in the group, and we're seeing the benefits of the consistent behaviours that the team's shown throughout. Even now that we've won a few games, those behaviours haven't changed. I think that's been a real strong point of the side throughout the whole tournament. When things haven't been great, the way we've gone about things have been consistent, and when things have been a lot better in this back half of the tournament, the same again, the behaviours have been consistent. So you can't control what's happened and what's going to happen. You can only sort of live in the now, and that's been what this side's been doing, is taking one game at a time, and we've got one more game, and we'll see what happens.
Is there a chance that we can see a Kolkata Knight Riders women's team in the WPL? Is there any plan for expansion of WPL? And another thing is that, is there any plan from KKR's point of view to improve the women's grassroots cricket, especially across in Bengal and beyond in India? So.
No, good question, and the answer is yes and yes to all of this. I mean, to be honest, we bid for WPL, and unfortunately there were only 5 teams and we came in number 7. The valuations were at different levels, but there will be, I think they've talked about an expansion at some point, and so we're very committed to that. In fact, we have a women's team in the Caribbean, and as you know, and we won the opening edition of that also. So we're very supportive of that. We're very, very keen. And in terms of development and whatnot, as you know, our head coach Abhishek Nair also coached the women's team in WPL, UP Warriors. So there's a lot of interest in that. And to be honest, what is a women's league without a Shah Rukh Khan involved in it? So there has to be. So that's always an underlying motivation to do that. And we're very gung-ho about women's cricket. I personally love watching it, and great skills, and nice to see how it's developing. So hopefully when the opportunity presents itself, we'll be there.
Actually, the biggest show of sports, that is World Cup, will be next month. I interviewed Tim Cahill in Doha. So how do you look Australia and New Zealand, all the 3 players? Venki must be a Messi fan. So tell us about your chances of Australia or New Zealand in the World Cup. All 3 of you, the players. Yeah.
New Zealand, I wouldn't imagine it's a great chance, but we'll be supporting them like we do all our sporting teams.
One last one and
You. Just, yeah, please.
I know Tim Cahill quite well, so he certainly continues to have a big influence on the Socceroos. And there's no doubt that the Socceroos continue to punch above their weight on the world stage. For them to be able to have an opportunity to be able to play in a World Cup over in the US is going to be something very exciting. But obviously up against the powerhouse countries is going to be a challenge, as it always has been for the Aussies. But certainly have a crack, and knowing Tim Cahill is going to be there to be able to help them out. They've certainly got the right person helping them to be able to see what they can do.
You've been a participant of this tournament as a player. Now you've returned as a coach. How does it feel, and what do you think there's going to be a difference up in your game in the tournament that's you're going to play today, the T game?
Golf.
Yeah.
I've been a part of a couple of these golf days, and they're great days. Obviously a great cause and good fun to get out and meet new people and play around the golf. So looking forward to it. I haven't played this course. Looks brilliant. Looks in good condition. And the aim of the game today is to not lose to Fernando.
Thank you everyone.
Like the golf course here, 18 holes maybe here, your course during this tournament, IPL tournament, the initial that holes, you will have to put in the ball inside to get a winning start. That was not up to the mark. Do you think it was due to Mustafizur Rahman you signed in, or the initial some sort of planning you had, like Harshit Rana, he was injured. So what was the actually fallout of this? You didn't do well in the initial holes like this golf course.
I didn't realize that the first few holes are tough holes here. So let's be prepared for that. But no, it's a good question. I mean, I reflect on this a lot because this is my 16th season with KKR.
And the 16th hole.
16 holes, well, okay. So we're trying. Every season is different. But I think when we came away from the auction, the work that head coach and Watto and Tim and Bravo and others had put in was, I think we came away with feeling really good about the team. But life is such that injuries happen, and there was a World Cup happening. So actually we lost 4 starters, which was obviously Mustafizur, as you said, for different reasons. Pati Rana was injured in the World Cup. Harshit Rana was injured in the World Cup. Akash Deep was injured in the World Cup. And not in the World Cup, sorry. He was injured, he was in NCA and he got injured. And we also had a situation where Cam Green was coming off of an injury, so his management thing said that we couldn't bowl him for the first 3-4 games. So when you have that type of a setback, then you're sort of hitting the reset button and working it through. But full credit to the coaching staff who figured out what we had in terms of resources and put something together which we are really, really proud of. So it's always challenging, but it was a phase that was unexpected, slightly unfamiliar territory for us because 5 of the 6 games we lost and the 1 point we got was in a rain out. But then it's massive credit to the team, to how everyone who was given an opportunity stepped up, and the whole team embraced each other to push forward. So this has been a great phase. So fingers crossed for the last game of the regular season.
I've seen 2 sides of you in this tournament because we have seen 2 sides of you. You got you started at first and then you got dropped for a couple of matches. But after that, what we have seen is that we exactly what we know you for. What was the thing that you changed, or did you tweak anything? Was there any modifications did you do, when the time that you were being set on, when you were sitting on the bench? Was there anything that you do different?
I think probably at the start of the tournament, first season playing, I think that I probably put a little bit too much pressure on myself at the start, and then having a bit of a break away from the game, you have a chance to sit back and reflect and sort of have a different lens on how you approach playing. And I think it always sucks to be dropped, but it was probably a really good thing for me. And I think it just helped me be a bit more free and enjoy, or get back to enjoy batting rather than thinking too much, I guess.
At the outset, Watto, Ben, Tim, thank you for being here. I know it was late night with the game and with the rain interruption as well, but appreciate your support for this cause, which we're very, very proud of. As Ishant said, 9th edition of Night Golf. What started, as many of you know, we've interacted a lot as a casual golf outing with players. Gave us this idea 9 years ago to say we should do something more with it. While we enjoy golf and most of our players love it, and the other non-golfers will also be here in the evening. But it's been terrific in partnership in our own foundation, Mir Foundation, which is named after SRK's father, late father, and we've been doing a lot in the space of women empowerment, and Kanchan has been leading all those initiatives, and Binda from our side, from the Knight Riders side, partnering and coming up with this. So this has taken a very important life of its own, because for us it's an opportunity to use this event, invite a lot of our friends and stakeholders who come in, and brand partners as well. You know, Vida has taken on a big role this year, not only in sponsoring KKR, you would have seen on the jersey, but Dr. Munjal is a big golf fan, and so when we told him about this and when we told the Vida team, they were very ready to come in and partner with us on this and sponsor this event. So we work very hard to raise as much money as we can from this event and adopt a cause that is taken up, and particularly on the women empowerment side, and the Sahoshi Rani campaign that we have run successfully is all about upskilling women to be able to, from a vocational training standpoint, gain new skills so they can actually stand on their own feet and be able to make a good living and support their families as well. So that is broadly how we have gone about this, and we'll continue to make this a special event to be on the forefront of our initiatives. So thank you all for coming, and it's a very important day. It's a great day for us, and it's also nice to come here today after a win and tell everyone that we're still alive and kicking. So there's more drama left in this tournament, so hopefully we can all enjoy it together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Frankie.